What's happening? If you clicked on this video, you're probably a little interested in the Toyota 4Runner sitting behind me. This is my 2023 40th anniversary edition, so essentially a SR5 Premium sitting with like a couple little bells and whistles. So I wanted to toss up a quick, sweet, simple video kind of showcasing the rig that has been taking me all over the place in my videos. I picked this up with a build ready in my mind, which isn't necessarily something that most would go after first when modifying their 4Runner. I wanted to go after functionality for what I do over some of the more like fashionable mods people would choose, like a roof rack, a tent, lights, underglow, all the interior kind of doodads, if you will. With that being said, the first thing had to be new shoes. I wanted something versatile both on-road and off-road. And believe it or not, I do get into snow during the winter months. I'm always up in Utah and stuff. Having a good snow-rated tire was definitely a plus. I went with 285 70 R17 Load Range C Falcon Wild Peaks. I decided to stay with 33-inch tires opposed to moving up to 35s. I just like how much more economical it is. I didn't want to get into like body mount relocation and chopping the body, and I just didn't want to do it. And I've always had 33s on my truck, so I'm comfortable with what I can and can't do with a 33-inch tire, and that's why I decided to stay with 33s. As far as the wheels go, the 40th anniversary edition does come with bronze wheels, but I wanted something a little less run-of-the-mill. And on top of that, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Toyota wheels offset. So I came across these KMCs. I kept the color scheme bronze. You can't go wrong with bronze and black, obviously. And for the offset, I decided to go with 00. Now with the hardest decision I had to make with this 4Runner, it came down to suspension and lift. I shopped around for quite some time and I really wanted to go big with the suspension, considering the fact that I sold my Turbo S to build the 4Runner. I ended up picking up Icon and I went with their Stage 8 3.5-inch lift. Now, if someone were to hold a gun to my head and force me to pick something I do not like about the suspension, then I would not be here right now making this video. So since this is essentially an SR5 Premium, it did not come with locking differentials. It didn't come with the bells and whistles the off-road package and the TRD Pro had, which is fine. I knew I was going to opt out for something different, so I ended up taking the 4Runner down to Off-Road Warehouse here in Las Vegas, and I had them outfit it with the ARB dual compressor and front and rear locking differentials. I did a video previously testing out those locking differentials and I am freaking in love with them. It is so awesome having them when I need them. I went pretty bare minimum with trail armor. I use my sliders a lot on my previous truck, and so rock sliders came up as like #1 on the list for like essential armor for me, at least. I went with the Cali raised rock sliders and they've been fantastic so far. Now for the front, C4 Fabrication made building a front bumper so freaking easy with like all their drop down windows, this, that, and the other. So I ended up going with C4's Low Pro bumper. I did add on the high clearance editions, and then I ended up throwing in the Warren Evo 10,000 pound winch, Baja Designs amber light bar, and the Agency 6 fair lead and shackle. My 4Runner definitely is not the most built thing you're gonna see on the internet, but I wanted to do a rundown of what I thought were the most essential modifications that someone should make to just go out and have fun. I'm not saying I will not get into kind of the glam side of modifying the 4Runner, you know, like rock lights and all the pretty sparkly, fun, cool stuff. I'll get there eventually, but until then, I'm gonna just run this vehicle, how she sits, and get into that kind of in the next chapter of the vehicle. Hopefully this video gave you some insight, and I'm glad you checked it out. Subscribe to the channel, only if you want to, and get out there and spend way too much money on a vehicle. It's fun. See you next time.